Okay, remember a while back when I made that video talking about Batman Arkham Knight on the PC? Remember the condition that game shipped in? The PC version was crashing, it had low resolution textures, almost no rain effects, all these problems. The main thing was hard crashes. That was the main problem that Batman Arkham Knight on the PC was going through. And then the game was removed from Steam by Warner Brothers so that Rocksteady could fix the game, and then it would be put back on Steam. Well, guess what? Batman Arkham Knight has finally been returned to Steam, and all of the problems have been solved, right? Right? If this was a perfect world, yeah, I could say that Batman Arkham Knight is working, but of course not! No, the game was put back on Steam, and guess what? It still has glitches! What kind of glitches? Well, does the game have hard crashes anymore? Thankfully, no. For the most part, there are still people reporting that the game crashes, but the main thing that is happening are graphical glitches. Characters are getting stuck in the foreground, they're getting stuck in terrain, the inputs, the controls are starting to lag, and the game is taking a long time to load. So, okay, slow loading, that's not a huge thing, but the fact that the game had to be removed from Steam so that it could be fixed, and something like loading was not addressed, that to me is a huge problem. Either Rocksteady was on a deadline for the patch, which is mind-blowing considering they were on a deadline for the game. Either that or they're incompetent, which I really don't think is the case. I genuinely think Rocksteady knows what they're doing. But it's not Rocksteady that's the problem, it's Warner Brothers! How much do you want to bet that Warner Brothers rushed them to get the patch working? And the patch doesn't even work fully! The fact that a game could be released in this condition in the first place is unacceptable. But the fact that you took the game off of Steam, so people couldn't even buy it anymore even if they wanted to, then you put the game back on Steam, it's still $50 by the way, and the game still is not working optimally. You knew what the glitches were, so you could target them directly, and you still couldn't fix all of them. The only silver lining behind all of this is that people are being given refunds for the game. You know what? I gotta say, that's pretty awesome that they're getting refunds for the game that they paid money for that is broken. But here's a brilliant idea. How about don't ship broken fucking games? I know it's a radical idea, right? Release a game in the best state possible? No, of course they're not gonna do that. Companies aren't gonna release games bug-free, even if they could, because the time that they would spend getting rid of the bugs, identifying the bugs, and getting rid of them, they instead use that time to develop DLC and finish that content and then make you pay for it later. Because that's the state of gaming we're in. How, again, I asked this at the end of my last video, I'm gonna ask it again. How is this acceptable? Do you guys find this acceptable? I don't, and I really don't think you do either. But those who do, the ones who do find this acceptable, do you know who those people are? Those are the ones that buy this shit, and then, when it happens, they don't complain or they defend it. Listen, I'm not shitting on Batman Arkham Knight because I hate it. Personally, I haven't played it yet. However, based on what I've seen as far as the stability of the game and the glitches that appear in it, I say these things. I critique the game so severely because the game is in an unacceptable state and it's in a franchise that I genuinely enjoy. I'm currently playing through Batman Arkham Asylum for the first time, and I'm planning on playing through all of them and eventually leading up to Batman Arkham Knight. And I know a lot of people love this franchise too. When you love a game, you critique it because you want it to be able to improve for the future. But what you don't do is sit there and accept the shit that they give you. Do you know why Warner Brothers would have little to no problem shipping you a game in a glitch-filled state at full price? Do you know why they would have no problem with it? Because you buy it! If you buy a game at full price that they know is in a broken state, you're gonna do it again. unless you speak up and make it clear we don't want this anymore. We refuse to buy games at full price in the state that you are shipping them to us. If you make it clear that you're not going to do that anymore, they're going to see that they're going to lose customers if they continue these actions, so they're going to do what they can to fix the games upon release. But if you hand over the money day one for a game that you're hoping is working and they know is not, all you're doing is setting a standard, setting a precedent that this type of behavior is okay and it will not lead to loss of customers, which it needs to. Gamers deserve so much better than this. For all of the crap that we put up with as gamers, coming from these publishers, all the bullshit PR that we have to deal with from them, the least they can do is give us our games in a working state, especially if you're paying $60, sometimes over $80, $100 even for games. If you're buying an Ultimate Edition with a season pass, you're paying all that money, you better get a game that works! And if you don't, that is when you need to go to these publishers and make it clear, I am not happy. I am the customer. These publishers seem to think that the way marketing goes is we flash money, they flash product. And that's not how it works. They make games for us. We are the gamers. We are the consumers. They flash product. We flash money. Remember all the stuff that Microsoft was going to do with the Xbox One when they initially showed it off? All the non-used games bullshit. No used games. Always online. 24-hour check-ins. All of this bullshit that we did not like, and what did we do? We voiced our opinion to Microsoft. We made it clear, if you release the Xbox One this way, we will not buy it. And what did they do? They backpedaled. You know why? Because they were scared. They were scared of us, and that's how it needs to be. We as the consumer cannot live in fear of the publisher being afraid that they're not going to give us what we want if we don't do what they want. It needs to be where the publishers, they're the ones afraid of us. They need to be the ones that are afraid that we're not going to buy the products that they make unless they are quality. We as gamers have a voice, and YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your choice of outlet is, the internet is our way of showing these publishers what we think. We vote with our wallets. That is what you need to do if you are given a product that is not up to snuff with what you want. You are the consumer. You are paying money to them. You are exchanging money for a service, for a good. And if that good is not good, that shit's not fucking good! My name is Mike from Coed Gaming, and I'm like a broken Xbox. I don't play no games with this shit! What's up guys, thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to check out last week's video, which can be found right here. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And while you're at it, make sure to check out the rest of Coed Gaming, where we upload gaming videos every single week. And as always, game on.